Infiniti I35, and the backlighting for the instrument cluster died, went out on us. So you turn it on, that's what you see. But here you go. So my mileage is 227,673. Okay, so that's the original one. That's the original one. I have a replacement here that I bought from, a salvage dealer, if you call them that. I'm going to install this. And I'm going to install all three harnesses in the back. I'm not really sure which of the three is supposed to be the one for the lighting by itself. I'll maybe confirm later. Sticking in the ignition, make sure all my switches are up. So the wiper one as well. Turn this to the second position. Here's the first position, nothing happens. Second position, there you go. 188, 230. So I want to keep this honest. I need to either leave this as is and transfer this to the, find a way to like change the coding in there. But I bet you I can take that light from this cluster. Yeah, it's got a few scratches. And take the light from this cluster and switch it over to my cluster, because I cannot do any soldering, so I cannot move that chip that stores that mileage. So that's what the video is going to be. Okay, follow me on my journey. This is the instrument cluster of a 2003 Infiniti I35, or it might have been a 2004, I'm not sure. So I already removed it from the car, and this is the process of replacing the bulb. Okay, so you have 9 of these and one little bitty one. Okay, so let's get those going. Put a towel if you want to, but I'm fine. I'm pretty confident with what I'm doing. Then you've got this screw over here. Can remove that cover, right? Set that down. This is what you're looking at. This is the back side of it. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is pull the 4 connectors. One here. Just pull it up. Pull this one up. This one right here. Go underneath. There's a push clip. This is the one that connects to the light bulb. Then this one here, my hands didn't really do the job right. You could try to push it, but I had better success using this. So I'm going to set it down here. Okay, out it goes, right? At this point, you could go ahead and lift this. There you go. That's your brain. One of these things, I can't remember which one of these chips is what saves your odometer reading, so I'm not going to mess with all that. And as you can see, you've got 4 of these, 4 squares. And those match these 4 thingamajigs, and those are the gauges. I can't really see much right now. Oh well, then this one just drops, but don't forget you've got a spring here. This is what that is, and the way I just pull it up. And that one, the odometer, this is the trip reset button, goes here. Just push like that. Don't forget it on the way in. I'll set this off to the side. Then what you have left here is these clips holding the 2 faces. There are 2 faces over here being held onto this white body. So let's go ahead and just push this clip down. and keep going round. There you go. There are your gauges. And here's your two-piece cover. Alright, that's why I said you've got two. This one right here is your tinted section. Then you've got this bezel. It's a little rough. It's pretty interesting texture on it. So I'll put those back together. Then here, unscrew that, and that changes the face. That removes the wide part of it, and that's kind of the main purpose of doing this process. The way I'm doing it. First off, it says icy. I don't know what's up with that. Well, I guess when you push a screen, that's what happens to it, huh? Yeah, that's goofy though. I don't like that it's showing that. I remember when we used to push in digital wristwatches and they'd do that. So go ahead and remove this. Just like the other one that was on the back side of it. Okay, and at this point, you could just pull it out. The way I do it is go back here, push these guys, push them, while tilting the bottom of it. Then grab the bottom, pull it up, or pull it down, so to say. There you go. There's the business end of this thing. Alright. So I'll set that down as well. At this point, what you have is this. This is your bulb. This right here. This is the cause of all your pain. I choose to replace the whole thing, the plastic thing. If you wanted, for whatever reason, to replace just the bulb, this is what you do. Hold this end, tilt it down. There you go. So this end swings out. Then you have a way to grab it on this end. There you go. And as you can see, there's a clip in there holding it. So just pull it off to the side, do whatever you gotta do, and you can remove it. Alright? Makes it work. However, I'm not going to do that. I'll put it back. Be careful with it. It's some really, really thin glass. Think of it as a fluorescent bulb, and just minimized, so it's a really small thing. I'm going to snake you back through, and that's for two reasons. I'll show you. Well, I guess this one goes through first. Perfect. So I'll go ahead and put it back in there, because I'm going to reuse it. Looking good. Okay, so I'm going to reuse mine for two reasons. One, this is the original one. This is the one that I'm replacing. You can see some burn marks over here, and here as well. So this thing blew, and it's got, I don't know what this is, like some kind of fuse thing. So the bulb is still intact, maybe, but there was some kind of blowout. That's why it got messed up. And the second reason I'm glad I'm doing this the way I'm doing is, see this part of it, which is this harness, the one that I needed to pry from the sides. The first time I attempted it on the other one, I made a mistake and tried to pry this out first, and I broke this clip. So it fell out, but I'm happy I'll be able to do it. So I'm not going to deal with the original one. Basically, the way you can think about it is remove the bezel from this end and just reuse it. That's the way I think about it, or that's the way I see it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just borrow this white bezel. I'm going to get this one, which in my mind is the computer with the 227 odd thousand miles, and get creative over here. Find a way to snake these down here. Shouldn't be too hard with the bulb in place. If you remove the bulb, that's a different story, because it should just slide on the back side of the bulb. Let's do it again. It's like one or the other. Can't do them both, huh? It's gonna work. There you go, both of them flipped out. So again, go through the same motion. That is, push this one in over here, and in the back, align your holes. Make sure those the guides for the, there you go, that's the problem. One hole, one of these prongs went into a hole. There you go. So align them here. Insert the top. I don't really know what's holding it at the top, but of course make sure you exchanging the same type of gauges, right? These are similar to me, and as you can see, eventually the print that I had inflicted on the LCD screen disappeared. Let me touch it again. Right? It disappears over time. Okay. That being done, I'll go ahead and put this screw. Get it aligned properly. I could keep messing with it, but at this point I'll just put the replacement screen, which is the original one. I got the original one. The one I bought off eBay had a few cracks and scratches in it. So I know this is one modification I think the guys on the Maxima group used to do to replace the outer case of the dash, of the instrument cluster. Okay, push that in. Make sure everything clicks. All fasteners are where they need to be. Okay, and maybe I'll tape this down, I don't know. Okay, so that's the most of it. Then go ahead and get your odometer stick, and then grab this. This is the original one. I believe it is. I hope it is. Otherwise I'll be back in here. Go ahead and have everything aligned. You have lots of little LED bulbs over here. I guess if you're interested in changing them and you're good at soldering, you could do all that. Put them in here, match them, match this to where it's supposed to be. So again, I just pushed this down and it came all the way through, right? Fell right in place. At this point, I'll go ahead and put these harnesses in place. Or, I mean, you could do it while this is still outside, however you please. Just don't want to be careful with the ribbons and don't break anything. This is how you're getting your electrical contact. I might not know much about electronics, but that much I know. Feels like it's comfortably seated to me. But if you're not sure, take pictures before you take it apart. I said this is where you decide how you want to do it. Either pull it back out so you can insert them straight, or just try to finagle it the other way. So I'm going to pull them back out just to make sure everything's well seated. Okay, and then this one right here, just click it in. And that one clicks in. This one should also click. Soft click, it's in. So I believe everything is the way it should be. And then at this point, you could go ahead and, try to seat it. Okay, once again, seems like everything is in the right place. I'm just peeking at the bottom, making sure all the LEDs are poking through the holes, nothing's bent, It feels good, it feels okay. Okay. Then at this point, I mean, should be ready to go, man. Go ahead, put this one back. Make sure everything looks good on the front side. Everything seems to be poking out the right way. There you go. The thing is back together. So if you crossed your T's, dotted your I's, this thing should work. We're going to take it to the car and check it out. Then maybe we'll come back then maybe we'll come back and talk about what we could have done about this. You know, maybe if you bought the bulb, you could maybe try to solder it in. I don't know how you replace that bulb. Maybe here, you can see the bottom side of it. So I feel like I might have seen a listing for one of these bulbs. So this is what the back side of this bulb looks like. That's a ribbon strip thing. Solder here, solder here, solder here, here, and I don't know what's here. Yep, more soldering here too. So that's a lot of soldering. I would not have done that. Then you've got this. I think it's some kind of a resistor here, right? Yeah, not for me. If I can buy the whole entire assembly, I'd love to do that. Easy replacement. Okay, let's go to the car now. We are back, and you and I are both going to find this out at the same time, whether my fix worked or not. Okay, make sure all these sticks, turn signals, talks are the right places. Turn it to accessory. On. Yep, it's on. 227, 673. And every light seems to come on the way it should. There's the high beam one. You can barely see it right now, but it's on. Trust me, it's on. Yeah, I mean, shoot, we did it. And you know, it's the kind of project we did, and we're honest at it. Otherwise, it would have been pretty easy to just make this, you know, 188,000, right? So there you go. I did not disconnect my battery at any point of this process, but do that at your own risk. The way I understand electricity, it should not matter at this point. So yeah, every light seems to be working right now. The backlighting is doing what it's supposed to do, and I'd call this project a success. So good luck. Well, let me just turn on the car while we're here. Might as well. Actually, let's do it for fun. You know, you can turn on the car while it's neutral. Should be able to. There you go. And you know, since we did not disconnect the battery, any light that should have come on, like the check engine light, any maintenance lights should have been back on. Those don't get stored in the cluster. Those get stored in the engine computer, my understanding. So there you go. This is a nice car. I mean, it's got the usual VQ35 rattle, but other than that, it's a nice car. That's why we're putting in the time to do things right with this car. Okay, good luck out there. All the best.